Am I a snake handler? Nope. Even a Travato fanboy like me has Travato trouble now and again. Let me explain 3 situations. Hey, Go Small, Live Large viewers, thanks for tuning in today. Really appreciate that. My name is Scott. I am your host. This channel is dedicated to my van life in the Travato GL, visiting interesting places, meeting fascinating people, and sharing those stories with you. Really appreciate you being along for the ride today. So I've had some Travato trouble, and I wanted to share 3 specific things that have happened with my Travato in the last 60 days. Fortunately, nothing catastrophic. Nuisances, yeah, maybe. Could have been bad in this situation. But wanted to explain what those are today. So let's talk about this one. This one's the easiest and to explain. So what you're looking at here is a radiator hose. It was connected to the heater. I was actually taking the unit down to a Dodge dealer in Delray, Florida, because it needed a simple oil change. That was one reason I was bringing it in. The second reason was there's a vibration in the back tires, so I wanted them to look at that. But on the way down to the dealership, I literally turned the heat on. It was a chilly day in Florida, which is relative to Chicago, and I was getting no heat out of the heater, no heat out of the heat system. So I put that on the list of things to look at, and it's going to be hard to see on here, but what actually has happened, if you can see that, let's see if this thing will focus on that, is there was not a great installation, or the pipe thingy adjusted, and the alternator, I'm not sure if it's the Volta alternator or the other one, so the alternator belt was touching this just enough that it rubbed a spot and rubbed a hole into the tube here, and that caused the coolant to come out. The engine did not overheat. It literally happened on the way to the dealer, which is great. If it was out in the boondocks, this would have been a real problem. So interesting warranty situation. I know you're going to ask about that. So technically this was not covered by Dodge because it was a Winnebago adjustment. So I had to pay about $400 out of pocket, 2.5 hours labor, and about $50 for the tube pipey thing here. But I got on the horn to my Winnebago dealer that I bought the Travato from, good old Mick up in Winnebago Motorhomes in Rockford, Illinois, explained the situation. He said to take lots of pictures and to send him the bill. He got on the phone with Winnebago, and they will cover it under warranty. So I'm just waiting for the reimbursement on that. So good lesson here is that I'm learning, which goes to the third issue, which is this vibration in the tires. I have a very distinct wobble, kind of a side-to-side vibration coming from the rear, that Dodge is saying that I either have defective tires, 9,000 miles, who knew, or that they're exceeding the capacity rating for the tires themselves. I can't believe Winnebago would put tires on that can't carry the weight of the vehicle that they're designing the vehicle around. So what I'm learning here is that the Dodge dealers take a manufacturer's point of view on the vehicle, so not covered, and tires over size limit. Hey man.
How are you?
Good, recording a little video here.
oh, sorry.
No, you're fine, you're fine. So what I'm doing going forward, I think, even something maybe as simple as an oil change, unless you can drive it into a Jiffy Lube or something like that, is take it to somebody that knows this vehicle best and will see it as a Winnebago product, not as a Dodge modified product. So that's kind of issue number 1. So that got resolved. Warranty covered under Winnebago. So I know you guys have lots of questions about that. We'll keep you posted. Mick got the ball rolling. I need to send him maybe I'll send him this video and send him the tube, and get my reimbursement out of that. So that's good. The tire situation still not resolved, and the Dodge dealer said they did take the tires off and balance them and put them back on. I think it's even worse now than it was before. And I've been to 2 Dodge dealers now, So here's another tip. When you take your Class B RV into a dealer, certainly the manufacturer dealer, the OEM, like a Dodge or a Mercedes, make sure they have a drive-on ramp car lift. Sometimes the jack lifts, because of all this stuff underneath the carriage, they can't use these floor jack lifts to get the vehicle up, so they have to drive it onto a ramp, and that lifts the vehicle for sufficient to get technicians underneath it. But it's a special ramp, and the one dealer, Dodge dealer up in West Palm Beach, didn't have access to that drive-on ramp for about a month, which put me down to the dealer down in Delray where all this work got done. The dealer in West Palm Beach asked me, is the vibration in the steering wheel or in my seat? In my seat. That's my seat wiggling. So the vibration was in my seat, and that gives me some comfort that it's not a drivetrain or front axle issue. I've read in the Facebook Travato Owners and Wannabes group that there has been some issues with that in the past, but this definitely is coming from the seat position, meaning it's not in the steering wheel, and that was kind of confirmed by the second Dodge dealer. So still a big question mark as to what the heck the problem really is. I'm going to be making a dealer appointment at a Winnebago dealer to get that looked at by them that kind of know the vehicle best from a holistic standpoint. So the third thing is the Volta system. So I'm going to go back inside to describe that situation to you there, and that too has a happy ending. So if you're curious to where I'm standing, I am at Siesta Key Beach in Siesta Key, Florida. Today is, what is today? Today's Wednesday. I've been working as a digital nomad all day from the beach parking lot here. It's currently 61 degrees, pretty chilly for Florida. But guys and gals, gotta tell you, a cold, chilly day, rainy day at the beach from the Travato beats any great day in a corporate cube. So get those dream plans working, get those fantasy plans established, and get your program launched, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go inside and I'll tell you about the Volta thing. All right, so back inside, got my digital nomad work setup here, my 24-inch monitor, laptop, camera. It's working out really sweet. But what I wanted to share with you today is a situation I did have with the Pure 3 Volta lithium system. Again, nothing catastrophic. Happened right before Christmas. I noticed that when I was driving, the Volta system was not charging the battery. It did charge when I plugged into electricity. When I plugged into shore power, it charged fine. So that gave me an indication that the system overall was fine, but I was thinking that the second alternator for the Volta system under the chassis might be not tight, loose enough that it was slipping and not charging the battery pack. So took it to Lazy Days. Took it to our friends at Lazy Days in Tampa. I called literally Christmas Eve for an appointment. I got in Christmas day after, so 26th of December. They got me in that morning, and Chad Wells was my service advisor. Did a fantastic job. Chad, thumbs up to you, dude. Really helped me out. They managed to get two things accomplished that day. Number one was the Volta lithium situation. Now, interestingly, what he told me is that I was the first time that they had a Pure 3 Volta system in their service bay, which is interesting to me because they're a super large dealership and probably one of Winnebago's bigger ones, I would think. And nonetheless, I was the first time that they had seen this type of situation, and they were on the phone to Winnebago tech support. And I'm just reading the notes here. It says, so the correction was, it was 2-hour warranty charge to Winnebago, not to me. That the tech support person at Lazy Days chatted with Harold at Winnebago tech support. We had to perform a hard reset on the Volta power system, power control, the power controller. After that trouble shot, discharged batteries to 30% and just started as working as designated. So kind of code for they were able to and I went back to Chad and had him read the notes further on the system, and he said the best way to describe it is, I'm sure you've experienced this with your smartphone, whether it's a Samsung device or an iPhone device. At some point, it sort of gets confused, and if you restart the phone, it resets everything. And they're essentially saying that this is what was needed to be done with the Volta system. They had to perform a hard reset, which can only be done by a service technician and not an owner. And after that, the system has been working flawlessly and is charging while I'm driving. Have had no issues with that. So that's the one thing on the Volta I've had so far. We've had the issue with the wobbly tires, and I've had the issue, which is not resolved, and I've had the issue with the radiator hose being cut by the belt or an alternator. So 3 issues. Again, nothing catastrophic. Everything's been covered under warranty at this point, which is awesome. And the last thing I wanted to let you guys know that Lazy Days did, and I got a video coming out about this very soon, I promised this to you, is to give you a big cellular update. What I had Lazy Days do is install on the roof a Winnebago Wi-Fi and cellular extender system. And one of the viewers noticed I have a new button on my control panel here, which I kind of like this. It looks like old school Star Trek. So some people want the fancy one touch that does everything, but man, I can literally touch a one button, get any of this stuff instantly. It's great. Anyway, so they put in a new button here. This is the on-off switch for the on-roof Winnebago Wi-Fi system and cellular. Got a whole video coming up about that. But just want to share with you guys, even fanboys of Travato like myself, admittedly so, have had a few issues. 2 resolved, Volta and the radiator hose, and the tires still to be determined. So hopefully you got something out of that. You're probably wondering when I was going to have a problem. I've had a little problem, but nothing catastrophic. Still loving on my Travato. So until we meet again, I wish you to journey on. Sure appreciate you being out there. Thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing, sharing. A lot more content coming up in the next few days, and we're going to be doing a Name the Van viewer poll here very soon. I've got 4 names that some viewers have suggested, and I'm going to put those out. I'm cool with all 4. I just can't decide which of the 4, so I need your guys' help on that, so stay tuned on that.